Masters. I am here, Green Ranger, back again with a whole nother video. It is a rainy day today, YouTube, so we must conjure our abilities in the dojo of graffiti to learn the ways of indoor painting. So what do we have today? Well, good question. I'm glad you asked, because today we will be doing a sugar video where I can summon my artistic abilities to produce for you a beautiful piece of art, fine art for you to enjoy. So without further ado, I bring you the sugar video. Delicious filtered water, no plastic bottles. Don't want those phytoestrogens getting into you. Gotta watch out for that. Now, let's talk about the sugar paint. Now, what is sugar paint? Good question. What sugar paint is an ultra low VOC paint. Now notice I didn't say no VOC. For those who don't know what VOC means, that's volatile organic compounds. Those are things found in aerosol paints usually, in a lot of products actually. You know, like butane, toluene, these type of things that are of varying degrees of toxicity. You know what I'm saying? Now, in this paint, it uses alcohol, just plain old alcohol. Same stuff that you drink on the weekends. You know what I'm saying? That said, even water vapor paint, even paint based off of water in vapor form, probably shouldn't be drinking the fumes. Breathing the fumes. Sorry about that. But as far as aerosol paints go, this is gonna be about as low as you're gonna get for organic compounds in the air. And alcohol is definitely the least worst of all of them. And you know, here's the thing. There is no true water-based aerosol on the market right now. There isn't. People call their stuff water-based. Almost all of them have some type of propellant in them or something that kind of negates that. And the reason why is it's near impossible to make a good water-based spray paint. They just don't paint very good. They paint shitty. They do. So to get around that, you have to find a solvent that's very low impact and something that dries quickly, because the solvent helps the paint dry faster. You know what I'm saying? That's why they put things like acetone in paints and whatnot. And this particular paint right here uses alcohol as the solvent, and it's very low odor. I've used it indoors. We're going to use it today because it's kind of rainy. Now, there's a lot of talk on the internet. You know, people are in the ether talking about things and having opinions about stuff because they heard a rumor because so-and-so had said a thing on this website or whatever, and their homie told them that their other homie said this thing about this thing. And so there's a lot of misinformation out here about the sugar paint. And everyone's saying, oh, it fades in like 2 days and whatever. And I've done some testing. Now, keep in mind, I am not able to do like full long-term testing here, but Ironlak has. They have done some testing with the DuPont laboratories. And despite what a lot of people say, I've seen evidence that it lasts quite a bit. In fact, I will show you some before and after pics right now of a mural done with sugar. Here's the picture. All right, here it is a year later. Now, as you can see, some, dare I say, toys have tagged the mural. But that mural's been up for 1 year. And you do see some mild fading on some of the colors. But I have to say that's pretty good for a alcohol-based paint. It's quite good, actually. I've seen Montana fade. I've even seen some Molotov colors fade. I've seen Rust-Oleum colors fade. Will that meme ever die? I have old freight trains. It sucks because I want to show you my old freight trains so bad to show you how paint fades, but I can't show you because I can't tell you what I wrote ever, because it's not important. That's not what these videos are about. They're about you learning things. But those are great little test beds of paints that I've used. I can look at all those old freight panels and I can see exactly what colors I use and which ones faded and which ones didn't, which ones held up. And it's not constant over all brands. It's not constant. So if you have one color from one brand and it faded on you, that doesn't mean they all do. Now, here's where I draw the line though, okay? This is not a cold weather paint. This is not a wet weather paint, because alcohol You guys know this. They should be teaching this in school and not all that claptrap that they're trying to shove down your throat these days. They should be teaching you real science, shit like that. Alcohol is miscible in water. You feel me? So these are not wet weather cans. Sunny weather, nice outdoors, you should have no problem doing it. Canvas, so great. And if you're doing indoor mural projects, you know, for like Jose's taco stand on the inside, you know what I'm saying? Or Maggie's Cupcake Shack on the inside, you know what I'm saying? Or Joe Blow's CrossFit house, you know what I'm saying? Because you should be getting mural gigs. Why are you not getting mural gigs? Apply yourself. Overcharge your clients for the paint. Take the extra for extracurricular activities. You gotta be on the hustle, baby. You can't push carts the rest of your life. You gotta start thinking of new ways to hustle. So if you are thinking outside of the box, trying new things, this will be a great paint for you to use on those mural projects for your clients. And maybe you might want to have some leftover cans, you know, paint a chill spot, do some kind of thing like that. Hey, I'm not hating the player here. You want to be a player? More power to you. Because you know what, guys? You have one life, and you should be out there hustling. Hustling, hustling, hustling. Now, they do come stock with this, what is this? The Sharpshooter. I think you guys kind of flamed me on the Beavis video with the Sharpshooter comments. You go back to the Beavis video and check it out. You'll see Sharpshooter, Sharpshooter. I was like, okay, I get it. Sorry. I don't know everything. I can't know everything. But I try to be honest with you guys. That's the important thing. I try to be honest. Now, here's the deal. It's rainy today. I can't go outside and paint, so I thought it'd be a good opportunity to try out these sugar cans. And I've been testing them lately a little bit. You know, in the warehouse here, they get kind of mad at me when I'm using paint indoors. Apparently, I use a couple cans of something and, you know, all hell breaks loose because I sprayed some spray paint in here. Such is life. Such is life. But here's the deal. I've been using these indoors just to kind of using the warehouse people as my human guinea pigs. and they don't even notice it. You know, and this particular warehouse, we got a few of them here, but this warehouse is like, I want to say probably about 2,000 square feet. You know what I'm saying? But it's closed. Everything's closed. I'm using the paint inside here. And I've tried it without a respirator, and I'm going to do this video without a respirator just to see what it's all about. You know, that way you can get my feedback on the end. But here's the deal. If you're working indoors, it doesn't matter if it's water-based or what, you should always wear a respirator, okay? Capiche? You understand what I'm saying? Because you're breathing vapors, and not just the solvents, the paint particles in the air too. You know, you probably don't want to be breathing those. So wear a respirator indoors at all times. But here's what makes this great. If you do a mural indoors for somebody, you know what I'm saying? If you're doing like an indoor mural project, they can come in an hour later and they're not going to smell anything. And that's great because I've done indoor murals with like Molotov or Montana products or anything like that. And it tends to linger for a few days. So if you're doing someone's like, you know, techie office kind of job or some shit like that, get these. This will do you just right. But what's it like to paint with? So why don't we get cracking? All right, guys, before we get started, I just want to say goodbye to the Thought Breaker. He served us well for a few weeks. But you know, gotta keep it rolling, baby. Gotta do something new. So say goodbye. I'll put a still shot up here for you guys so you can save it. All right, guys, we're about to get started right now, and I got a can of cane. It's a bright yellow. And I want to try this yellow out because yellows are always a tough one. You know, sometimes they don't cover very well. So this will be a good test to see what it's all about. I've tried the pinks, like I said, and the greens. Been very happy with them. But this one might struggle a bit. I don't know. I haven't used it. Also, remember, all Ironlaks come with a little stopper on them. That little fiddly bit here. You guys know what I'm talking about. Is that focusing? Sometimes the focus is a little bit slow on this camera. But as you can see, it's got a little stopper here to keep the can from going down. So make sure you pull the cap off, toss this little piece right there. Also, I've noticed this one had a washer in it as well too. So make sure you get rid of that washer. That way your can can spray properly. Or you could put the washer in. You know, back when I was younger, we used to do it on the Krylon cans. You'd put washers on there with a New York Fat cap, and what it would do is it would keep the cap from bottoming out all the way. That way, if you wanted to do really fine lines, you could put a washer under those button caps like that. Little trick. Won't work with these kind of caps. All right, dope. Let's go ahead and start outlining it. I'm gonna do a sugar. Since we're doing sugar, I'm gonna do a sugar. And this is the Sharpshooter cap, by the way. I thought we'd give it a shot. Some people say they really like it. I've had some comments from people before. They said they really like the Sharpshooter cap. I don't know, I'm very much like a fat cap kind of guy, but you know, I'm trying to expand myself, do other things. So let's give this Sharpshooter a try, see what it's all about. It's a clean thin tip. I wouldn't use it for filling though, but it comes out pretty clean, I gotta tell you. It's just too soft for filling in, it really is. There's no odor, I'm not really smelling anything right now. It's pretty nice. All right, let's get cracking. All right guys, I got the orange dot with the black hood. That is the... All right guys, I got a orange dot with the black hood. That's a stock tip from the Montana Gold. That's what I'm gonna be using to fill this in. Let's see what type of odor it creates. It's having a little trouble hiding over the black, but a little bit of extra thick coat seems to take care of it. Getting a faint smell of vodka. Not too bad. Let's go ahead and fill this in real quick here. All right guys, this is the first spray with this cane. And I would say it's not the best hiding yellow that I've used. Although I wouldn't say it's any worse than, for example, like Molotov zinc yellow. It's that type of yellow, that real bright yellow that just doesn't really go over, you know, darker colors very well. I had a little bit of trouble going over the blue, and I had a little bit of trouble going over the black. It took a few coats to get it really consistent, and even then it's still not the best covering. But again, this is yellows. These bright yellows are often like that. It's like a zinc yellow, you know what I'm saying? If you're an artist and you've used zinc yellow, you know what I'm talking about. As far as the paint goes, it really needs to be shaken. Make sure you shake it really well, and if you don't, it'll come out a little bit inconsistent with the spray. But I think that's common for these alcohol-based paints. I've seen that with the other ones as well too. So why don't we move on to the next color, see what it's all about. All right, up next we got Terry. Let's just go ahead and start spraying with it right now. Oh yeah, this definitely covers better than that yellow, much better. Actually not bad for an orange. How does it fade? Atomizes nicely. Rather nice actually. Okay, let's go ahead and fill this in here. Yeah, I like the Terry. It's going over the black nicely. So that's good. Doesn't really seem to have to work that hard to cover the black. Glad to see that. These colors are a little bit more runny, just so you know, than the regular Ironlaks. You kind of have to work your technique around that. But like I said, these alcohol-based paints tend to be that way when you compare them to like a regular, you know, a regular solvent-based paint. Still not bad. All right, let's rock some of this gumdrop. Now this color I really like a lot. It comes out like the business. Look how it went over that black, like it wasn't even there. This is definitely on my top 10 lists for the sugar colors. And it doesn't seem as drippy as the orange that I just used. What was that color again? Comment below, I don't remember, sorry. Let's start dusting this up here. Oh man, that's a really nice. This gumdrop is top tier, man. It really is the shit. Starting to look like some sherbet, baby. One of those sherbet pops you get at the ice cream truck. Oh man, I love those. Just like I'm loving this color. Let's add another yellow-orange color in here. This is the barley sugar. I just want to see what it's all about. Ooh, that comes out really nice, actually. I like this better than that other yellow. So interesting. This one has much more thickness to it than the other orange does too. Here, let's take a look up close really quick. Here's the Terry. While it goes on nice, it does seem a little bit more drippy. And this is the barley sugar. Check out the barley sugar. Just goes on thick. There's a little bit of dripping going on, but like I said, it's pretty common for these alcohol-based paints. They just don't set up as quick as something that has like acetone in it. The acetone dries much faster. Nevertheless, this feels much thicker. All right, let's go ahead and start laying our splash in. I got this color, it's called Adios Motherfucker. I just thought it was a funny name. So let's go ahead and lace it in. It's a really nice baby blue color, it looks like. And let's see, cover's really nice. I'm also using the, what's it called? The, the Sharpshooter cap. Using the Sharpshooter cap. Yeah, this baby blue comes out nice and thick. So yeah, I would add this to my kit as well too. Very nice. The Sharpshooter cap definitely tones down the spray nicely to get a much more consistent spray. So I appreciate that. So let's go ahead and get this in here. Honestly, I think they should put these on the lac cans. This would be a great cap for the lacs. All right guys, here's one thing I want to note right here. Do you notice there's a little bit of inconsistency with the color right there? That's what I was talking about before. You have to make sure you shake these up really well. So even as you're using them, make sure you're shaking them because you might get a little color inconsistency right there. No big deal, just go right back over it. But like I said, it's pretty common for these alcohol-based paints to do that. But I've had that happen with Molotow colors as well. Some Rusto colors do that. But you know, food for thought, just make sure you shake it well. All right, let's go ahead and add some secondary splash color. This is Green Fairy, which is like a, as you can see, it's like a light turquoise color. It's very, very nice. Very thick for one of these water-based paints. Alcohol, I know, whatever, just, you know what I'm saying. Oh, it comes out nice, man. Not too shabby. Mind your drips, though. Mind your drips. All right, let's start doing some effects. Got this can of spearmint right here. I'm just gonna do like a line through the piece. You know I always do these. It's like my signature. Not the only one that does them, though. I didn't invent it. Almost everything's already been invented. You know, there's a lot of controversy about that. About people copying designs and stuff, and there's a lot of talk in the graffiti world about that actually recently. But you know, pretty much mostly everything's been done. But that shouldn't stop you from doing what you love to do. Just do what you like, man. Fuck the haters. What's that I always say? Be your own grandpa? That's right. Just do your thing. All right, let's do a couple little effects here, just for fun. I think the green offsets with the orange really nicely. So we'll just go ahead and rock that through like that. All right, let's go ahead and put some more effects in here. I'm gonna do like those dark undershines. You guys know what I'm talking about? People do them sometimes. And this is Drank. The color is called Drank. It's like a dark purple as you would expect. It's a cool shade, actually. Oh yeah, let me put a couple of those little bubble things on here. The Sharpshooter's nice. I would say it's a little less precise than the level 2 though. Like I said, it's got a similar spray, but I think the level 2 is a little bit more precise in it. But it's still a cool cap. I like it. I'll definitely use this. And I think it would be a great stock tip for the lap cans. But hey, that's just my opinion. Like they say, you know, opinions are like assholes, right? Everybody's got one. All right, dope. Let's go ahead and start laying in the outline. I'm using Nightmare, and I really like this color. It's like a really dark, like a dark deep sea blue would be the best way to describe it. It's an excellent shade. Now, I had a kid who was asking me about can control. Now, the thing is, there's really no substitute for practice. That's the only thing I can tell you guys, is you just gotta practice a lot. Just practice and practice. Another thing too is notice when I'm drawing, I kind of move with the can, you know what I'm saying? So don't be like rigid and go like this, you know what I'm saying? You kind of have to go with the flow of what you're painting. When you find your flow, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And that'll help you more than anything, is finding your flow. I'll say that. Find your flow, guys. Feel the flow. Find the flow. All right, let's go ahead and start lacing in our 3D. I think I'm gonna do a small 3D going to the right or to the left here. Go ahead and start lacing that in. This Nightmare is a dope color. It's like a, how do I describe it? It's like a really dark navy blue. That's what I would say. Very, like a peacoat blue. Peacoat blue is what I would call it. And it's fun to use colors other than black. You know what I mean? Because, you know, it's black and white are like the common 3D colors that people use, but sometimes it's good to just, you know, try something else. Give your color a little bit more of a different style pop to it, you know? And this is the right thickness for doing your 3D and outline too. This will be a good choice for you. Nevertheless, the alcohol paints, like I said, they're a little bit more runny than the regular solvent-based stuff. So just make sure you keep moving as you're doing your work. Don't hit the area too thick. Just kind of move along with it as you go, and you shouldn't have any issues. All right, you remember that bar thing I was talking about in a previous video? Check this out. See how this bar goes up like this? See all this orange right here? That's gotta go. So make sure your lines line up, you know what I'm saying? Just to make sure that the letters kind of work together better. All right, dope. We're about to drop our shines on this, and I wanted to show you what I was talking about with that icing. I'm beginning to wonder if it's actually a techie color, because check it out. It's just so transparent. It's got to be a techie color. It doesn't say techie on it, but that's my guess. So we can't really use that for a shine. We have this color Fads here, but it's more like a light gray, like a really light gray. That's all we have for whites here. But it's white enough to get the job done. And like I said, it's like more like a light gray, but it's pretty close to white. So go ahead and start lacing those in like that. Oh, excuse me. All right, that looks great. Now that's cool and all. I had a good time using it, but there's a lot of ugliness going on down here. So we need to do something about that. So let's get cracking. It's time to do some characters, baby. We gotta lace it together, you know what I'm saying? We gotta button this baby up. So we're gonna go ahead and shake these cans. I got merengue. I have Chupa. What's up, Chupa? I also have Pavlona. 3 nice shades of pink. We're gonna be doing Patrick. Patrick memes are hot again. So we're gonna be doing Patrick with a little bit of a twist, of course. So I'll see you guys in a second. All right, dope. Let's go ahead and start painting this character. Now, the thing is people sometimes ask me like what I use for references and stuff, and I'm just like, I'll just use my phone, man. If I don't have a printout, I'll just rock the phone, and it works really, really well. It's a powerful tool, man. If you're not using your phone, I don't know what to tell you. You guys know who I'm painting? Comment below if you know what I'm painting right now. You know who I'm painting. Oh yeah, there we go. Don't forget them muscles, baby. Don't forget them muscles. All right, that's looking really good. Let's go ahead and start filling that in. I'm just using the stock tip, by the way, Sharpshooter. Alright, I'll see you guys in a second. Alright, my Majin Buu's looking good. Let's go, let's lace in his roll dog over here. There we go. Now I'm using this merengue, and I gotta tell you, see how it's kind of changing color? This happens a lot with these light pink shades. You really gotta shake out of them. Shake the heck out of them, you freaking frick. I gotta watch my language, man. There's too many young kids. Graffiti is a gnarly game in the real world. You know what I'm saying? But there's kids that want to watch these videos. I gotta watch myself, man. I gotta watch myself. I like to push the buttons, you know. That's why we do graffiti. But I have to remember. Anyways, let's go ahead and lace it in. Let's finish up this Patrick. Oh, you see that right there? This color needs to be shaken a lot, man. You gotta shake the hell out of it. There we go. Let's go ahead and lace them in. I'll see you guys in a second. All right. Where did we leave off? All right, I'm starting to do my my boo over here. My boo. Let me go ahead and fill him in a little bit. I think I need to do a little bit of contouring on the head. And I'm trying to keep it simple, you know what I'm saying? But one thing I noticed about these is when you go on wet over dry, it will appear a lot lighter than the color. And that's, you know, that does happen with other paints, but it's more pronounced with these. So it might trick you. I did some like cutbacks over here. It looked a lot lighter, but now that it's dried, it's blended in. So keep that in mind, it will trick you. It might be darker than you think. So anyways, let's go ahead and fill in my boo here. I'm using licorice for my outline color here. I will tell you this, the black is a lot more runny than a regular spray paint color. But you can go ahead and cut back all that stuff that you need to do. So don't sweat it. My boo, my boo, my boo, my boo. I'm painting my boo, my boo, my boo, my boo. There we go. Alright, let's do another little technique. Now when you're doing things like eyelids, sometimes it's better to do the outline first and then fill it in, because then you can like cut it back. This is where you're using cutbacks to your advantage. That might be too dark. Let me get a lighter shade. Hold on a second. All right, let's switch to the purple shimmer. Oh yeah, that's better. Much better. Now let it go ahead and let it dry for a second. We'll do a quick little cut back. All right, let's go ahead and lace in this character here. Now what character has a blue shirt and yellow skin? Who could be lining this throw up? Oh, sorry, there's a commercial. Ah, SoundCloud. That's going in the final film. All right, now I know some of you are asking and probably asking about why I filled this in so ugly. That's called tiger stripes, and it's actually an aesthetic. It is very much an aesthetic. Using drips to your advantage, boys. There we go. All right, you guys ready? Oh yeah, baby. That's my masterpiece. I hope you enjoyed it. I really had a good time painting it, so why don't we go out to the closeout and talk a little bit more about my experience. All right, guys, that came out great. I had a lot of fun painting with it, and I gotta tell you, there were some really key colors that really stood out for me. Where's that meringue and chupa? All right, here's the chupa. What's up, chupa? And I got this meringue right here. Those are the colors I did the boo with. Use these because they are like a perfect match, man. Oh, and for Patrick too. It's like a perfect match, man. You will not find a closer color. So if you're trying to paint those guys, look no further. Oh, the shamrock, or what is it, shamrock? Oh, spearmint. It's really called this shamrock. It's called spearmint, sorry. This is a killer green, very high coverage, very, very nice. I like this purple too. That was the purple shimmer. No, this was drank. I'm sorry, drank. Great color, man. I really, really enjoy it. The yellows and the oranges were a little bit on the soft side, you know, but that's to be expected. You know, a lot of brands have pretty soft yellows. So I'm not gonna fault them too much for that. As far as the way I'm feeling after painting with it, I got a little bit of a tickle in my tongue, my throat, but I don't feel like super dizzy or lightheaded or gassed out. You know what I'm saying? I don't have that kind of feeling whatsoever. That said, the next time I probably will wear a respirator. You know, the alcohol does dry out your throat a little bit, so there is that. But you should always wear a respirator indoors. Just do it. Just do it. But it doesn't linger in the air. I'm not really smelling anything, and that's fantastic. So it is. You can use it outdoors, but this is your canvas indoor mural paint to the max. Now, I'm sure some of you guys are like, why would you want to do murals? Why would you want to do indoor stuff? Why would you want to do any of that? Like, I was in New York probably about a month ago, and I was talking to a friend of mine, and he was like showing me all these pictures of murals that are getting dissed out there, and you know, so-and-so hot boys dissing this mural, and that's whatever, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, people are going to do what they do. And I kind of made a joke about like saying like, well, everyone's kind of in the wrong, you know? And he's like, well, what do you mean? And it's like, well, first of all, these street artists, muralist people, they're not going to stop painting murals. So it kind of just makes you look a little salty, you know what I'm saying? But they're kind of dumb for not putting hater repellent on their murals in New York in the first place, because that stuff exists. You can coat your murals with a protectant, and if it gets tagged on, you can get it scrubbed off pretty easily. And that's not that expensive to add to your mural. And if you're not doing that, you're pretty dumb. And here's the deal. Those guys aren't going to stop doing murals. People aren't going to stop doing throw-ups. So you got to find a detente somewhere. But here's the other thing. You know, like some of these guys are getting paid like 20 grand to do a mural. I'm not saying everybody is, but you know, if you're a street bomber type, why not try to get a little bit of that money? Like, are you seriously not trying to get that? Don't limit yourself, guys. I want you to have the best in life. You know what I'm saying? So just try to think about that a little bit. You can do whatever you want. You don't have to do any of these things, but why not let things work to your advantage? And there ain't no shame in doing, you know, Marcel's sea snail shop if you have to. You know what I mean? There's no shame in that. It's just a job. Get some paint, get some extra paint, and then go out and do your extracurricular activity. I just want you guys to be successful painting, doing what you need to do, and this is one of those tools to do that. So that's about it. All right, guys, I love you. Remember, this is artprimo.com, 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 artprimo.com. Hit us up, 206-365-4083, 206-365-4083. It's 4083. Love you, fam. See you later.